So look, let me just say a couple of things. So, you know, for those of you who've been listening to my channel, you know the kind of things I talk about. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. I'm the Black Opinionated woman, also known as the B.O.W. But listen, so I was at work minding my own black business, and I decided to put on a YouTube channel while I was working on this presentation. And I'll be darned. So I've listened to this content creator before. I don't listen to her all the time because, some of the content doesn't resonate with me, but she talks about a lot of good things. But I had it on in the background while I was working on this presentation. I'm sure many of you have heard of her for Harriet. I think it's for Harriet. Something Harriet. Anyway. So she was chatting about some things, and I was like, well, I'm glad somebody said it, and she's a larger presence. She has a much larger platform than mine. Okay, so and she takes time to research all her topics where I don't. I've got a whole situation. Nevertheless, the reason why I remember this is because it was right about she. I don't know what the name of the it was one of her, I guess it's recent. I don't know how old this video is. It's probably within the last week or so. I don't know. She had a video, and I don't even remember what the title was, but it was at the 45-minute and 2-second mark. And she was talking about how you've basically got people out here in these streets telling people that, they're basically arguing against education. Now, for those of you who've listened to me, I talk about this all the time. I said, I don't understand why. I think it was a manosphere kind of video she had. I just put it on and let it go. And to be honest, in fairness to her, I listened to the video, but not the whole thing in its entirety. It was on the background. I was doing stuff, creating a situation, answering questions. But I do remember this. It was at the 45-minute and 2-second mark. She was talking about how, the data shows. And for those of you who listen to my content, I continuously say the data shows those who are educated make a lot more money over their lifetime than those who don't. And I've even talked about on my channel about why there's certain type of men I chose to date, right? I chose a professional. And it's for a variety of reasons. And so I'm sure people are going to be mad about the blue collar work and stuff like that. I'm not, saying that they're not skilled or anything like that. I'm not anti blue collar worker. I just think for me personally, I wanted someone who had taken the time to complete college. But anyway, she started talking about it, and she says, it's crazy. And well, I'm going to paraphrase. I suggest you go look yourself. I think what I'll do is when I'm done recording this, at some point I will go in the back end and I will annotate. I will include a link to her video and the timestamp. But she talks about how, look, people are out here in these streets, basically pushing this anti-education thing. And I was like, no, no, no. And the data shows. So at least, I'm not the only one saying it. I'm not saying it's more valid because she mentioned it on her platform, which is a much bigger platform than mine. But nevertheless, I feel like I keep saying it over and over and over again. Look, y'all don't even have to like it. I get it. You don't have to like it, but it is what it is. When people say oh, all these women are X, Y, and Z, I'm like, let me make this clear. When I was dating, now granted, I know I'm coming from a married perspective now, but I was single at one point in time. When I was single, I did not want to date a blue collar person. I had the conversation this weekend with I was at a baby shower. And so yes, I was talking to a person who is an intelligent man, is in the skilled trades and this, that, and the other. And can people who are in the trades make a lot of money? Of course they can. But the fact of the matter is many of the people in the skilled trades are not taking that extra step to make that kind of coin. Because people will always argue, oh, well, they could this and they could start it. I'm like, the fact of the matter is most people are not starting your business or working for certain places where they're going to pay you that kind of money. So I'm just calling a thing a thing. So I said that the skilled trades represent a ceiling or a cap. It doesn't mean they're not intelligent, but what I will say, I've said in many of my videos, why going to college, going to university is really important, because you learn new systems and ways of thinking, and you get introduced to other kind of people. So if you're there's sociology even in technology and how we go about solving things. There's so much you get exposed to, and when you're in college, they really do help to stretch your mind. I'm not saying you're not valuable if you don't go to college, but I know for this one, this blackity black right here, I'm like, I keep talking about the value of education, especially in the black community. The black community is out here bugging right now, especially these dudes out here telling the men who are going backwards in terms of salary, home ownership, and education that, like, you don't have to go to school. No one has to do anything. You also can just, be broke. And I gotta find the video. The video I said in one of the videos, how I chose my major was, I was like, I was always a technical person anyway, and I was like, I don't want to be poor. It literally wasn't like I want to do something lucrative. Like, it's just, that's just where I'm at with it. Everybody has their reasons, but the fact of the matter was, I was like, I'm not choosing a major that I have to struggle like that. But that's just me. Anyway, I want to talk about a couple other things. So anyway, is a For Harriet is it For Harriet? Because I think the girl has two channels and I can't keep up. For Harriet, that's the content creator, is a black woman. I cannot remember the name of that video. I will have to link it when I'm done recording this. But I want to talk about black women for a second, letting these men pull the Jedi mind trick on them. Y'all need to get some self-esteem. I've said that in other videos too. Get some self-esteem. Stop letting these men tell you that you are not valuable or anything like that, and that you're just this bad person because you went and got educated. It is the most ridiculous, stupidest argument. I'm like, stay off of these podcasts. It's ridiculous. Okay? Now, we're going to talk about value, since we tend to be caught up in high value, low value, this value, all kinds of value, great value. I'm just going to say this. Women, listen to me. Please don't let people determine your value. And I'm so tired. Now, granted, I know people are going to be like, how can she possibly say this to me? But I'm saying it, and I'm going to backpedal a little bit because it's really not my lane. But I do not believe your value is determined by your proximity to men. Okay? So there's a lot of single women out here being told that they're these horrible women because they don't have a man. Well, then I'm going to start comparing men in their proximity to women. I'm like, how come you're not married? Well, then you must be low budget, low value, and all these things too. I'm like, why can't you keep a woman? They keep talking about women and men. I'm like, but wait a second, y'all haven't demonstrated your full on manliness. You haven't demonstrated that you can lead the community. You have not demonstrated that you can remain educated. You have not demonstrated that you can remain healthy. You have not demonstrated all these things, and yet black women continue to be attacked for their body and for their looks. Half of these dudes that are out here in these streets attacking black women, I'm like, you guys are in monster category. Now we're gonna call a thing a thing. Some of you are borderline monsters. Monsters. And you guys can try to come attack me. I don't care, because look, I always think I'm good. Okay? Call it delusion. I don't care. But you got men out here attacking women in their bodies and their looks, knowing that they're looking like snuffleupagus. Cut it out. You're walking around looking like snuffleupagus, and you got beard bumps and all that little weird nasty stuff. You don't go take care of your skin and go see a dermatologist. That makes me think that maybe you don't have good health insurance. You need to get out there and research how to fix your skin problem instead of attacking black women all the time. Now, for all the snuffleupaguses out there, y'all need to go get in the gym. How about that? And then when you're in the gym, you need to go ahead and pray on it and work on your attitude. You're sitting here attacking black women, and I am sick of it. You need to cut it out. Walking around looking like a full-on Teletubby, but y'all want to come for black women. I'm sick of it. Fix that face. Y'all talking about black women and their hair and stuff. What about the hair on your face? You got all them nasty little bumps and carrying on, and you won't go get some acid or whatever it is to clear that shiggity up. That is nasty. How about that? Maybe you have bad hygiene. I don't know. If it's ingrown hairs, maybe you need to save up their coin and go ahead and go get some laser or something so that you can just get that shiggity taken care of, and the hair won't grow back on your face. And you won't have all those bumps and craters. Y'all sitting there talking about black women. Y'all need to cut it out. It's disgusting. I am so sick of it. All these men out here walking around with curls and bumps and carrying on their face, and they don't even groom their disconnected beard situation. Shut up. Now, black women, Let me tell you something. I'm tired of y'all having this low self-esteem. Y'all sitting out here, getting your feelings, crying and carrying on. Why won't these men want me? Let them go. Why are you begging to be loved by somebody who doesn't want you? It's so weird. The shiggity is just weird. Hitting a lot of bumps. I'm sorry about the shaky situation going on here. But I want to make sure these black women understand. Now, granted, I know I am married, so you're going to be like, I don't want to hear from you. And you have the right to say this. But I do not believe if you are single, you are defective. I'm so sick of that. Look, there are, well, look, some of you guys are. Some of y'all are angry and kind of weird and all that good stuff. But there's a lot of really good women out there who want mates, and they are narrowing their gene pool their selection pool, right? So now, because they don't have a huge selection, it's like, well, what's wrong with them? I'm like, no, what's wrong with you? How come some of these men are dum-dums? Dum-dums? What is wrong with you? How about that? Let me tell you something. They need to be happy that I'm not single, because if somebody's coming after me, I'd be like, look, dum-dum, you don't get to talk to me until you fix that little nasty beard and those neck bumps and carrying on the back of your neck, all that little fix that. How about that? You're telling black women to fix their bodies. I'm like, fix your neck bumps. Okay, you don't get to talk about women being overweight, and you could basically play snuffleupagus without the suit. You're walking around looking just as pregnant as some of these women out here. I am so sick of y'all. Look, I try to stay off of attacking people's physicality, okay, but I'm sick of it. Y'all are crazy. And then let me say something else to black women. I want y'all to lean in, listen. Black women, we need to start extending a level of grace towards these women, towards each other. People make mistakes, okay? And not only that, it's like, let's say they went out of their way to be a dum-dum like some of the dum-dums out here in these streets. So are you saying there's no redemption? Is the entire community just a community of doomed people? I refuse to believe that there is no redemption, and that's for the men too. But you know, I'm biased because I'm here for the women. I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of the men attacking women, but I'm more so tired of black women like having such low self-esteem that they're listening to neck bump snuffleupaguses tell them that they have no options and they have no value, and that their degrees mean nothing. Your degrees mean something. They don't determine your value, but your value, you do have value. I know it's kind of like a whole big word salad. I just feel like, look, stop letting these men give you your self-esteem. You better go find some. And if not, you need to go ahead and hit me up and come to my school and I will give you some. Okay? You got all these women out here in their feelings, feeling like they're ugly and fat and useless and lonely. And I'm like, crying over these guys. I'm like, don't cry over these. You better go find somebody else. And if you're a nerd, go find a nerd in another demographic. I don't know. Go find yourself a nerd. Y'all just have nerdy children. If you want to have two nerdy children, I don't know. Go nerd out on some stuff. Okay? But what you need to do is stay away from these whacked out weirdos. Stay off these whacked out weirdo podcasts. And even if you're going to the women podcast, if you're starting to feel some kind of way, and if you're getting triggered, that means you need to get off. Stop letting these people trigger you. Except come to my channel, because I'm perfect in every way and can do no wrong. Okay. That's pretty much it. I just had to get that off my chest. But I just thought it was so interesting because I was in the middle of typing up something on vulnerabilities, actually, and in the middle of fixing this presentation thing, because now it has to expand into a full-blown presentation versus the situation that I originally had. I was just like, I just happened to hear that tidbit because you know how you like have something on the background but you weren't listening, but you were kind of listening, but for whatever reason I tuned in on that, and I just wanted to say that she was talking about how women, I'm sorry, men are basically talking about like not even pushing for education, when the community that I belong to, not the culture, because I don't belong to that weirdo culture, okay? Because y'all are all weird out here in these streets. But the community needs education. We need to learn new systems, and when I say systems, You have education systems, financial systems, economic systems, social systems. We need to learn about all of these different systems. Um, Technology, there's so much. How you're networking, there's so much. All the industry best practices in whatever career field you are in. We need it. We need more doctors, especially with all of the racist stuff going on in the medical field. We need more doctors. We need more lawyers. We need more people advocating for us. We need more people in technology. Don't get me started about technology. All right, I got that off my chest. You can go ahead and just subscribe because I'm amazing in every way and can do no wrong. And leave me a comment. But for all the snuffleupagus out there with the weirdo neck bumps and all that old stuff in your face, y'all need to stop coming after black women, knowing that, you know what? Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Because y'all are doing too much, walking around here looking like full-on monsters, scaring the children, but you want to talk about black women. All right.